Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Spoilers, is Heather truly sorry for her sins, or is Laura being snowed? General Hospital spoilers report Heather Weber Ali Mills seemed to be grieving deeply over the loss of Esme Prince Avery Kristen Pohl and her inability to have intervened early enough in Esme's life to have made a difference in her final days. Furthermore, she hates that she will have no relationship with her grandson, Ace Cassadine J and Joey Clay. Laura Collins Jeannie Francis felt empathy for her old friend, watching her struggle to also make peace with the horrible things she has done to so many people. She can't bring back the lives she claimed as the hook killer while she was suffering from cobalt poisoning. But at the same time, Kevin Collins John Lindstrom is correct that there is no way to know for sure that Heather's behavior was entirely ruled by her medical condition and not at all what she would have done even if she hadn't been poisoned via metallosis. Still, Heather knows she may have a shot at turning things around for herself. Is she just milking the opportunity to get Laura on her side and push for some kind of reconsideration of her sentence? Or is Heather truly reeling from processing the truth of what she has done? Spoilers, her grief seemed real. If Heather was feigning her concern for the families of her victims, she's a better actress than anyone ever knew. One might think Laura would be one of the first people to call her out for trying to scam her, or at least doubt her sincerity, but she walked away from Pentonville feeling like she had just spent time with the old Heather she once knew and loved. Kevin didn't doubt for a moment that Laura knew what she was talking about either, which isn't entirely on par for Laura, and that needs to be said. General Hospital spoilers squeal. Heather Weber is not just a murderer. Her more recent venture into being a crazed killer was something rather spontaneous, but let us not forget that Heather was no angel before she started wielding that hook. While she may have been suffering from this poisoning for years, and it may remain impossible to know where the real Heather ended and the poisoned one began, there is also no telling whether she's just playing this to her advantage now. Regardless, Heather was always a bit off. Her odd character evolved over the years into something more dangerous at times. She subjected her own children to harm. She was willing to harm the men in her life just to try to keep them. Spoilers, Laura Collins may be the most naive person in Port Chuck. To be fair, Laura has a history of this. She loves to fight for the underdog. But she's also been misled by many people in her life over the years. In most cases, she was fooled by someone she cared about into believing they were a better person than they were. She has trusted that people who committed horrific acts did nothing wrong and even went to bat for some of them, convinced she was right. Remarkably, no matter how many times Laura gets duped, she doesn't really learn from her mistakes. So, is Heather just playing her like a fiddle this time around and Laura steps up to the plate to try to get her old friend out of prison? Stay tuned for more news and spoilers to find out. Title: Veil of Contrition, The Heather Web Unraveled. In the hallowed halls of Port Charles, where secrets dance in the shadows and vendettas linger like ghosts of the past, a tale of redemption and deceit weaves its intricate threads. At the heart of this saga lies Heather Weber, a name whispered in fear, a specter of malevolence haunting the innocent and the guilty alike. But as the winds of change sweep through the town, stirring the embers of forgotten sins, the question lingers: is Heather truly repentant, or is Laura, her ever-forgiving confidant, merely ensnared in her web of lies for years? Heather Weber has cast a long, dark shadow over Port Charles, leaving a trail of chaos and despair in her wake. From kidnapping and murder to manipulation and madness, her sins are as numerous as the stars in the night sky. Yet, like a phoenix rising from the ashes, Heather has emerged from the depths of her depravity, claiming to seek redemption for her transgressions. Laura, ever the beacon of compassion, has welcomed Heather into her circle, believing in the possibility of redemption even for one as tainted as Heather. But beneath Laura's hopeful facade lies a flicker of doubt, a nagging suspicion that perhaps Heather's remorse is nothing more than a facade, a clever ruse to gain sympathy and trust. As the days turn to weeks and the weeks to months, Heather's presence in Port Charles becomes increasingly intertwined with the lives of its residents. Her interactions with Laura, her son Franco, and others in the community are marked by moments of sincerity and kindness, yet there are also whispers of manipulation and deceit. Laura, torn between her desire to believe in Heather's redemption and her growing unease, embarks on a quest for the truth, determined to uncover the depths of Heather's deception. With each revelation, the veil of contrition begins to unravel, exposing the tangled web of lies that Heather has spun. But just as Laura believes she has uncovered the truth, a new twist in the tale emerges, throwing her carefully constructed narrative into disarray. Heather's past, it seems, is more labyrinthine than anyone could have imagined, with secrets buried so deep they threaten to consume all who dare to uncover them. In a climactic showdown, truths are revealed, alliances are tested, and loyalties are shattered. As the dust settles, Heather stands alone, stripped of her facade and laid bare before the judgment of her peers. But even in the face of condemnation, there is a glimmer of redemption, a flicker of humanity that refuses to be extinguished. For in the darkest corners of the soul, amidst the wreckage of a life defined by sin, there lies the possibility of redemption, a chance for Heather Weber to atone for her sins and find peace at last. As the sun sets on another day in Port Charles, the echoes of Heather's redemption reverberate through the town, a testament to the enduring power of forgiveness and the resilience of the human spirit. And though the shadows may still linger, casting their long reach over the town, there is hope in the hearts of its residents, a belief that even the darkest of souls can find salvation in the light. Title: A Blizzard of Deception, Unraveling Heather's True Intentions. The icy wind howled through the barren streets of Port Charles, echoing the tumultuous turmoil that brewed within the hearts of its residents. Amongst the chaos of love lost and secrets buried, one name lingered on the lips of many: Heather. Her presence was like a blizzard, leaving destruction and uncertainty in its wake. As the denizens of Port Charles grappled with the chilling reality of Heather's past misdeeds resurfacing, one burning question hung heavy in the air: was Heather truly sorry for her sins, or was Laura being snowed by her facade of contrition? Laura Spencer, a pillar of strength in the community, stood at the eye of the storm, torn between her compassion for Heather and her duty to protect her loved ones. Heather's sudden resurgence into their lives had dredged up memories best left buried, leaving Laura grappling with conflicting emotions. Could she trust the sincerity of Heather's remorse, or was she merely a pawn in Heather's game of manipulation? Heather Weber, a name synonymous with deception and treachery, wore a mask of repentance, her words dripping with honeyed apologies. Yet, beneath the surface, lay a cunning mind, adept at weaving webs of deceit to ensnare her prey. Her past transgressions cast a long shadow over her purported redemption, leaving those who dared to trust her at the mercy of her whims. As Laura delved deeper into Heather's troubled past, she uncovered a labyrinth of lies and betrayal that threatened to consume them all. From her tangled history with Franco to her obsession with Luke Spencer, Heather's tangled web ensnared all who dared to cross her path. But amidst the chaos, a glimmer of humanity flickered within Heather's fractured soul, begging the question: could redemption truly be within her grasp? The residents of Port Charles watched with bated breath as Laura embarked on her quest for truth, her determination unwavering in the face of adversity. But with every step closer to uncovering Heather's secrets, she risked losing herself in the darkness that lurked within her own heart. For Heather was not the only one haunted by her past, and the lines between right and wrong blurred in the swirling storm of emotions that engulfed them all. Meanwhile, Heather danced on the precipice of oblivion, her every move calculated to deceive and manipulate. With each whispered apology, she ensnared those around her in a web of lies, weaving a tapestry of deceit that threatened to unravel at any moment. But beneath the facade of contrition lay a fractured soul, yearning for redemption yet shackled by the sins of her past. As the storm clouds gathered overhead, Laura stood at the crossroads of forgiveness and retribution, her heart torn between loyalty and self-preservation. For in the game of deception, trust was a fragile commodity, easily shattered by the cruel hand of fate. And as Heather's true intentions slowly came to light, Laura realized that the path to redemption was fraught with peril, and that sometimes, the greatest betrayal came from those closest to us. In the end, as the storm clouds parted and the sun broke through the darkness, Laura stood tall amidst the wreckage of her shattered illusions. For she had seen the true face of Heather's deception, and though the scars of betrayal ran deep, she emerged stronger than ever before. And as she gazed out over the horizon, she knew that no blizzard of deception could ever extinguish the light of truth that burned within her soul.